Oh hey there lads, my name is Brian and welcome to another DLC content video for Battlefield 4. Today I'm going to be covering the Naval Strike DLC. It's the third DLC and it's set to come out in late spring 2014. It's quite a long way away, so we don't have a lot of information on the map pack, but what we do have I'll cover in this video. So as I said, we don't know a lot of information about the map pack, but DICE has released a small little bit of information, just a brief overview of what we can expect. What it says is, experience dynamic ocean combat in Naval Strike as the Chinese Armada takes the fight to the sea. And then it just continues on to talk about premium. So that's actually all we know about the map pack Naval Strike. We know that it's all about Navy and out in the sea. It's going to include the Chinese Armada. So jumping on to the first image here, we can see a screenshot released by DICE on the same day covering that article. And what we can see are, I think it's two destroyers. I know it's one destroyer. I don't know if the one off on the far right is a destroyer. It's pretty big, so you know, I presume it is. Which would be cool because I love the destroyers in Battlefield. I think it was one of the Battlefield 3 maps. What was it called again? Carg Island. I think it was Carg Island. And I think the US spawned in on a destroyer. And if you were playing Rush, you kind of just stormed that beach. If there's something like that in Naval Strike, I just make my day because I absolutely love that map. Carg Island was such a beast. I'll have some gameplay of it in the background. Spawning in on a helicopter, flying in, or even on those tanks going in on the beach. It was so fun. So if we're having two destroyers, it'd be pretty beast. On the far left, you can't really make it out, but it could be just a normal attack boat, or it could be a lighthouse. I'm not really sure on the far left. Moving inwards towards the destroyer, we can see a normal attack boat. I don't think there's anything new there. Drawing your attention to just above the destroyer, you can see a jet. We don't know if that's just a J-20 normal jet, or I don't know if it's something new. Slightly above that jet, we can see it could be a normal jet, but when I first saw it, I kind of thought of the Warthog. But I'm not really sure because it is very out of focus and it's very far away. Before, just after that, you can see three flares. Now, those three flares, they technically look like they're coming out of the destroyer, really, because it doesn't look like they're coming out of that plane, and they don't look. It doesn't look like they're coming out of that other plane, or that little helicopter behind the first plane. So maybe they're coming out of the destroyer. That'd be pretty cool. That's all I have to cover on that destroyer. On the far right, you can see maybe another attack boat just beside the big destroyer, and then further on, I presume it's another destroyer. I don't even know if they're destroyers. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. Big ships, big ass boats. That's what I like to call them. And they just continue off into kind of looks like a bit of a mountain. It kind of looks like a steepy environment up there. So maybe that's part of the map. Maybe this isn't actually a map, but I presume it is. Moving on to the next screenshot. It was kind of hard to find screenshots of Naval Strike because lots of the screenshots actually look like Paracel Storm, so I'm pretty sure this could be Paracel Storm, but I'm pretty sure it's not, because I couldn't really find that part of the map anywhere, because there's normally, when the waves are that big, there's normally a storm hitting, so I presume this was Naval Strike. There's nothing much to talk about here. It just, the waves look choppy, just like they are in Paracel Storm. It's just there's no storm, so maybe some of these maps actually don't have a storm, but they've got choppy waves. That'd be pretty cool. Because the waves are cool. They do slow down your boat a lot if you're flying against them, if you're sailing against them. But they do spice up the game a bit, and they're pretty cool. But nothing much to talk about. There's just two attack boats attacking each other as they do. Now going back to the first picture I talked about, those jets, they could be normal one-seater jets, or they could be two-seater jets. We have seen two-seater jets before, so maybe they're making a return in Battlefield 4 Naval Strike. Personally, I wouldn't welcome them because they're, I don't know, they could be quite overpowered. I know two-seater helicopters, they're okay, but two-seater jets, that could get a bit ridiculous. So maybe they're two-seater jets, maybe they're not. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Now covering something really cool, and it really caught my eye when I saw it. There's been a lot of rumors going around saying there might be a new game mode introduced into this map pack. The game mode is called Titan Mode. Titan Mode, if you don't know, was a super cool kind of conquest equivalent game mode in Battlefield 2142. This is the Battlefield game that came out in 2006. Titan mode was pretty much conquest, or conquest large, with a meaning. It had a purpose to it. You actually weren't just capturing flags just for no reason. You actually had to do something. The whole point of 2142 Battlefield Titan mode was there was a big spaceship, and your aim was to blow up the spaceship, and by doing this you had to go around and capture all these different cannons, which is the equivalent of a flag, and those cannons would then shoot at the spaceship, the enemy spaceship, and take down its shields. It works in the same way as Conquest does. The enemy tickets decrease according to like the shields and the state of the spaceship. The spaceship was called the Titan. Once the shields have gone down, you can either board it and take out a series of generators and then take out the main reactor and end the game, or you can just continue to shoot the enemy infantry and bombard the ship with cannons. Either way, it breaks. So it is pretty much Conquest, but it has a lot more meaning to it. And instead of just walking around capturing flags and shooting each other, you actually have something to do. And when I saw it, I was so blown away. I was like, wow, this is so cool. I hope they bring this back. So there are a few rumors going around saying this could be brought back in Naval Strike, and I think that would be so cool. You know, instead of a massive spaceship, obviously you'd have a normal destroyer. So maybe those two destroyers are the equivalent of the Titan mode. Maybe one destroyer is the enemy, one destroyer is friendly. Obviously you had a Titan and the enemy has a Titan, and the objective of each team is to destroy each other's Titans. The destroyer could be called Titan, and this game mode could make a lot more sense. So we'll just have to wait and see next spring. So that's all the news I have for this map pack. As I said, we really don't have anything other than that, because it is so early on in the Battlefield life. Battlefield normally lasts a good long time, so they don't tend to release details on DLC very early. So thank you so much for all the support on my China Rising video. It has nearly 3,000 views, and the feedback has been amazing. I've been getting a lot of positive comments, but also very positive personal messages as well, saying keep going and well done. So I just want to thank everyone for that. That was really it was a really nice thing to see. I think we got nearly 1,000 views within a day and a bit, and maybe 2 days. So that is crazy. So hopefully you got some information out of this Naval Strike video. As I said, there really isn't that much to talk about because it's so early on. Once more information does come out, I will cover it in a video. So thanks for watching, lads. Subscribe for more Battlefield 4 gameplay and news, and I'll see you in the next one.